Hey, you're listening to Stop the Scroll, a social media marketing podcast, and I'm your host, Heidi Schmidt. I'm a social media strategist and agency owner with over 15 years of marketing experiences helping businesses grow online. We'll be diving into what you need to know so that you can show up confidently online without the overwhelm. Get your notebook ready to jot down some amazing marketing gems, and let's dive into it. Welcome back to another episode of Stop the Scroll. I'm Heidi Schmidt, your host, your social media strategist, and agency owner. Yeah, we'll call myself that today. I don't know. I feel like I change it each week. So I never remember. But today I wanted to talk about AI. So recently I went to an AI workshop, and I had always been kind of a little bit hesitant about AI. It felt really overwhelming to me. So I kind of dabbled in it, but I didn't love the results that I was getting. So it's always kind of, as AI should be, it is more of a tool. But if you've ever stared at a blinking cursor and you've wondered, holy crap, what do I write? How do I keep up with my marketing? You're going to want to listen to this. And at the end, I'm going to share, there's a workshop that I highly, highly recommend. It is not led by me, but with a friend of mine who is an AI genius. And if you want to learn how to better use AI, I'm going to drop a link to her workshop that's coming up. I believe it's in June. But today, because I've been solidly I took her workshop and it changed my life, and I kind of want to share how I use it to better social media for myself, for my clients, all the things. So I'm going to break down how you can use it to brainstorm, how you can use it to create, how you can use it to repurpose your content without losing your authentic voice that your audience loves, right? Because our voices are what make us us and make our brands, right? So we don't want to lose that. And I always felt like when I was using AI that I would lose that kind of, I don't know, it just always felt a little, robotic, generic. But if you're not using AI correctly, then of course it's going to feel generic. So we're going to cover some prompts. We're going to how to get AI to actually talk like a person, some hacks, some mistakes to avoid, and my favorite AI tools that I use pretty regularly, like in my podcast creation, in content creation, all the fun things. So we're going to start with, how do you talk to AI? And this is one thing that I learned that I didn't really realize. AI is not magic. You have to guide it. You have to be specific with your prompts. One of the lessons that I've learned is making sure that it understands you. So if you have a long prompt, chances are it can get lost and not deliver what you're asking it to because the prompt is so long. So you want to be specific. For instance, please act as a social media manager and create an engaging Instagram caption for my social media account. Now, I will also, let me step back a second. One of the things that I learned is, so I use ChatGPT mostly. I know there's lots of tools out there. We're going to talk about some of my favorite tools. In ChatGPT now, I have folders, and this is, if you pay for it, it's like $20 a month. I have folders for myself and for all my clients, and I upload our strategies. Our strategies have our voice. If a client has a content style guide, I upload that. I upload branding. I upload all of these things that give ChatGPT a little bit more data and information about the brand that I'm trying to create content for. So give it a clear prompt. If I'm looking for ideas hey, give me 10 to 15 engaging Instagram reel ideas that will help attract new followers. Something like that, but I always ask it, for instance, if I'm converting my podcast into a email blast, I use ChatGPT. I have a template in there for my show notes. I will upload the transcript, say, hey, create podcast show notes based on my template, blah, blah, blah. Be sure to pull out any mentions that need to be linked, et cetera, et cetera. All those fun things. ChatGPT will ask me, do you want me to create a social media post? Absolutely, please and thank you. Do you want me to create an email blast? Absolutely, please and thank you. always, always say please. It helps us think like we're speaking to a collaborator, not necessarily a machine. If you speak nicely to your AI, it'll work a little bit better. And give it context. Let it know who your audience is, who you're trying to attract. It helps if you have that data uploaded so that it just knows what your tone is and what your goal is. When I am chatting to ChatGPT, I always say like, hey, like if I'm repurposing a social media post, say for an email, which I've done for clients, please modify the copy of this post from Instagram for an email optimized for conversion. I forget the prompt that I use, but something like that. Like if I'm repurposing, I'll tell it like, hey, please take this copy and create an email optimized for conversion. That's what I usually use. Please act as an email copywriter. Be specific and give it clear prompts because then it'll be better for you. And the more background that you can do, in this AI workshop that I went to that my friend Chrissy is leading again in June, she gave us prompts to help it determine who our ideal client avatar is, all the things. I recently did a strategy for a client and I kind of uploaded my call notes and I was like, hey, based on these call notes, can you help me determine who my ideal audience is? Please be sure to identify pain points, what they need from us, any specific demographics. And obviously, like, ChatGPT is not going to fill in all of the gaps, but like, it gave me a solid background. And I appreciate that. It saves me a lot of time. And even when I'm doing my strategies, like, hey, can you find 3 to 5 accounts similar to mine that I can analyze for a competitive analysis? Please be sure to look at their social media accounts. What are they doing well? And what are the gaps in their content? So a example prompt could be something like, please act as a social media manager for a woman-owned social media agency. Please help me write 3 hooks for a reel about how to repurpose a podcast episode into Instagram content. Keep the tone friendly and fun. Optimize for engagement. Boom. That prompt, that's going to give you 3 options. And then if you're not happy with it, just tell it. Say, hey, that didn't really hit the mark. Can we please try again? Always use please and thank you. So I have learned, and I kind of just alluded to this, but AI has saved me so much time. Now that I know how to use it for how to prompt it to help me create strategies, to help me repurpose content, even if I'm repurposing client content, like, hey, I created this a year ago. Can you please create a similar LinkedIn post using this copy to start? Keep the topic the same, the tone the same, blah, blah, blah. Like, it is fantastic to repurpose content, whether you're repurposing a social media post or whether you're repurposing long form into bite-sized content. It is chef's kiss magic. The other day, I was creating my show notes from last week's episode, and, I kind of upload my template, but I had to specifically ask it, can you also add a paragraph at the end prompting to like and subscribe to my episode? And it was like, do you want me to create this as a template? And I said, yes, please. There is a stat that AI can cut your content creation time by 40 to 60% when it's used well. So knowing how to prompt it means using it well. It can create content calendars in minutes. Like, I have had it create content calendars for clients. It can create email sequences from blog posts. ChatGPT probably less so with video editing and captioning. I did recently love the trend, and it's on my Instagram page. If you're not following me on Instagram, create me as a vintage action figure toy. I had so much fun with that. And it's funny because I animated it, and thank you to Manu from my social template club. I think that's her name. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But she had the prompt in her social media account, and I loved it. She told you how to automate it. She did a blog post. I have a link to the blog post here, but it was fun to do. I probably spent way too much time animating it, and I definitely downloaded a new app that I probably don't need. But the first go round of it was just, I feel like I need to share it because it was so absurd and ridiculous and hilarious. Like, my husband and I just died laughing. So AI is not always going to get it right. But knowing that, like, I corrected it. I was like, instead of a like headbang hair flip, like, can you just flick with the hand? It was mind-blowingly awesome. Like, yeah. So have fun with it. It's definitely going to save you time. The more specific you can be, the better off it's going to be. So how I really use AI in my marketing today. Obviously, I kind of mentioned I use it for my show notes. I use a program called CastMagic / ChatGPT. I use kind of a combination of the two. I'll often see like what CastMagic creates, and then if I don't love it, I'll just dump it into ChatGPT. But it's also really good to pull out my transcript. So it's really great for content ideation. You can use prompts to say, hey, I have X service. Please help me create 15 Instagram hooks or carousel ideas. You can ask it to add captions, all that kind of stuff. It is great for batch creation. So I've mentioned for probably the past month that I am launching some sort of, and honestly, I'm still like super torn if it's going to be a ongoing coaching membership or a short-term group consulting program. I haven't decided. I'll know soon. I kind of mapped it out to ChatGPT like, hey, this is my audience. This is what I want to offer. Can you help me create some promotional emails? It definitely did. I have not loaded them. I have not done anything with them because I can't decide what I'm offering yet. I think it's going to be a beta program group consulting, which is going to feed into the membership. I don't fully know. Y'all are seeing me like firsthand as I evolve my services, which, being 5 years into business, like there is time for evolution. And I have mentioned to many of my near and dear friends, and even here on the podcast, like I've been craving this shift. And I think about coaches that I've worked with over the years, specifically Alma Bradford, who, she used to be a social media manager and then she started coaching social media managers. And her launch your online agency was kind of life-changing for me. It definitely helped me get my structure. But ultimately, I've realized, one, social media is exhausting. And two, like the business owners that work with me, they don't want to manage it themselves. And because it is exhausting, and I'm going a little off topic here, so I apologize. But I've been craving this shift. And so back to the group program, that's kind of, I love consulting. I love coaching. I love creating. So I'm trying to find a happy marriage between all three of those. Anyhow, another way that I use AI in marketing is often I'll ask it to like rewrite captions. Like if one of my content creators creates a caption and I'm just like, oh, something isn't working with this caption, like I'll just kind of dump it into ChatGPT and I'll be like, can you optimize this for engagement or optimize this for an Instagram reel? It happens very rarely. I really try not to edit the content that my creators do, but occasionally, like if I'm like, this is too wordy or this isn't hitting the mark, I'll use ChatGPT just to kind of optimize it, not completely edit it, like keeping the same tone, whatever, but just optimize for engagement or optimize for conversion. Whatever you want your content to do, you can always ask ChatGPT to optimize it. If you're looking for insight into your brand, hey, based on what I've told you, can you tell me what you know about me? A lot of people will ask ChatGPT that, and it helps them get a little bit more clarity on their brand, their voice, their tone, all those kind of fun things. A client was just telling me this, and I really need to like go into ChatGPT and be like, based on what we've talked about and what I've asked of you, what do you know about me? Actually, you know what? We're going to do that right now. Okay, so I just asked ChatGPT, based on conversations, what do you know about me, my brand, and what I like? So based on our conversations and everything you shared, including the social strategy deep dive course document, which is kind of like my group consulting that I'm kind of doing. Here's a high-level snapshot of you, your brand, and what you like. You're a social media strategist, marketing consultant, and business coach. I don't consider myself a business coach. With a knack for turning overwhelming marketing concepts into clear, doable strategies for small business owners, especially solopreneurs, coaches, and service-based entrepreneurs. You host a podcast called Stop the Scroll, yay! And lead group programs, VIP days, and a membership. I actually don't lead the group program and membership yet, but they will be focused on making content creation easier and more strategic. You also have a playful side with a strong visual brand, whether it's designing custom social media Barbie doll of yourself or writing witty captions for electricians and marine tech companies. Those are some of the clients that I've worked with. Your brand vibe, friendly but professional. You balance warmth and relatability with deep expertise. I like that. Strategic and actionable. You don't do fluff. You love giving people steps that they can take now to improve. Absolutely 100%. Supportive but empowering. You champion your audience to show up authentically and consistently online, even when they feel overwhelmed. Creative and slightly witty. You enjoy clever wordplay, engaging hooks, and polished design. 100%. Data means heart. You're analytics aware, but believe in storytelling and connections just as much. What you love helping people simplify social media, less burnout, more batching and strategy. Email and social integration. It's not all about Instagram. You help clients think beyond one platform. You're all about working smarter, not harder, with content repurposing, community and connection. You believe in the power of in-person networking and authentic engagement. You use tools like ChatGPT, CastMagic, Descript, and Canva to create smarter and faster. I have not yet created a membership. It thinks I have. You've created a membership course and other programs to meet your clients where they are and help them grow at their pace. What makes you different? You meet your audience where they are, stressed, busy, unsure where to start, and offer clarity and confidence. You don't just teach strategy, you coach people through implementation, from batching content to understanding analytics. You create a safe, non-judgmental spaces where business owners can ask for help and grow. You blend coaching, community, and consulting, giving structure and space for creativity. I like that. I think that hit on the mark. Obviously, I haven't moved forward with my course and my membership, but I'm getting there. Like really, really close. I had someone email me when I was on vacation and I was like, oh, now I need to finish getting the clarity, do the sales page, and just move forward. Sometimes, and I know I'm super off topic here. Gosh, we let perfect be the enemy of good. And I'm totally guilty of that. And yeah, I think it's also perfectionism and fear of failure. I was kind of almost like imposter syndrome, fear of failure. I don't know, oh my God, no one's going to buy this. I need to ask ChatGPT how to get over that. But AI has really, really helped me. Even before I knew how to prompt it and how to train it, it has always helped me keep up even when I wasn't feeling creative. Listen, I work for some pretty tough industries, and sometimes there are only so many ways you can say, hey, we're hiring for blah, 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 and needing to use ChatGPT to be a little bit more creative. So here's some of my favorite tools that I've used. I mentioned CastMagic. I will link to that in the show notes. ChatGPT, obviously, I think we all kind of know and love the main AI or the OG AI. I don't know. Is it OG AI? But CastMagic helps me pull show notes and quotes and social posts for my podcast audio. I really like that it just does all that for me. It's a great time saver. I have kind of started leaning a little bit more on ChatGPT, but I mainly use it for outlining, scripting, repurposing, crafting emails, optimizing, all that kind of fun stuff. I've dabbled with Claude. I don't use it much, but it's great for longer content and strategy brainstorms. I like Descript. Descript helps make video editing so easy. So easy. Removing filler words, creating clips, all that kind of fun stuff. And there's other tools similar to Descript. Also, there's Canva. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have not really found the Canva AI to be super user-friendly. Now, if there is someone who is an expert in Canva AI, I am curious to talk to you because I want to learn. Obviously, they have templates. Canva AI creates quick visual content and animated posts. You can prompt it to do all those things. I have not yet played much around with that. That's just me, but it's there. Finally, we know that we cannot rely on AI for everything. If you're not prompting it right, I'm going to know that your captions are AI driven. And there are tools, if you outsource your social media and you want to know if something's written by AI, you can go find out. My main thing that I've told my team and myself is I don't want to know that it is AI. I do not want to know, I should not be able to tell just by reading this that it is AI written. One, if I can, you need to prompt it better. You need to give it more information. Two, I always edit AI. I always edit it. Too many M dashes, too many emojis. There are so many things in ChatGPT that we don't need all that fluff sometimes, okay? We don't need all the fluff. So it is a helper. It is not a replacement. It is not perfect at having your voice. Your voice very much still matters. So protect your own originality. Don't just copy and paste generic content because oftentimes ChatGPT can be wrong, especially if you're using it for research. Do your own research. Don't rely on AI to know your brand better than you do. This is why I say, always edit. And always disclose if AI helps write or generate content, especially with clients. Make sure that you're transparent about what you're using AI for. I don't necessarily use AI to create captions for clients. I definitely use it to ideate. I use it to optimize, all those things. But I always, 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 always edit. So going forward, as we wrap this up, make sure that you're using AI smartly. Use it to be more efficient. If you like the prompts that you heard today, try them out. I'm going to link to the AI workshop that I went to. That was a game changer for me. I encourage you to also go support my friend in her workshop. She's amazing and brilliant. If you want more advice on how to use AI, I'm happy to jump on a call and kind of show you how I've trained my AI. If you have a favorite tool that you use that wasn't mentioned here, I'd love to hear it. And as always, if you love what you hear on the podcast, be sure to subscribe, leave a review. That's how more people can find out about us. Yeah. And if you're curious, in this course membership thing that I am creating, there will be an AI component. We will be working with AI together, so you will learn how to better do it. So email me if you're interested in learning more. It's coming soon, I promise. Until next time, go forth, create that amazing, authentic content that stops the scroll.